hero, our leader, Mr. Timothy Herr.
Why is Jay Matsumoto so dang great? Can we give Jay a round of applause? Man, Jay got me fired up. Tonight, we're going to be talking about social media. Tonight, we're going to be talking about networking. How many of you tonight are ready to learn about networking and social media? Say aye. We're going to dive into this information. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to jump right into it. I want to let you know that right now for your notes, what you want to do is understand that you want to build your network. One of the things you want to keep in mind is your network determines your net worth. You say it again, your network determines your what? Net worth. And you want to build your network. Okay, how do you build your network? Well, the answer is obvious. Okay, you want to join sports club, test drive your dream car, go to the bookstores, go to the same place to do business. Whether it be the haircut, grocery shop, gas station, dry cleaners. Okay, work out of a coffee shop instead of your house. Put your kids into sporting activities. Okay, obviously hang out at the coffee shop. Okay, go to open house of your dream home. They actually do open houses. Eat at the same place and join the local chamber of commerce. Really, what you want to do is you just want to get out there and start building your what? Network. You just want to start building relationships and building your network. And the more that you build your network, guess what's going to happen? All right, your sphere of influence is going to increase. So make sure you're out there building your network. Obviously, right when you get started, first thing that everybody does, they fill out their blueprint. Okay, they fill out their what? Blueprint. Right when they fill out their blueprint, on the back is a place for what? 25 names. Okay, the 25 names. But also keep in mind, if you read the blueprint and you pay attention and you follow the proven plan of action and you follow the system, it says make a list of what? 100. So you make a list of 25 on the back, but you want to make a total list of what? 100. So you want to make sure that you guess what? Make that list of what? 100. You want to get that list made. Okay, why do you want to do that? Well, the answer is obvious. Okay, because you want to increase your chances of becoming successful. Right now in the month of January, we have these recruiting bonuses in place. How many are fired up about the recruiting bonuses? Let me just see a show of hands. Yeah, right now everybody should just say, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make an extra $1,000 in between now and the end of the month. Why not? How many of you think it's a good idea to add an extra $1,000 to your bank account? Just curious? Might as well, right? So how do you do that? Get out there and start obviously expanding your network and introducing people to the opportunity. So does everybody understand some of the things you can do to build your network? You want to start networking, all right? Start building your network. I'm going to give you a couple more ideas that I think a lot of you will like. Things you can do to build your network: go to business mixers. Okay, you want to get yourself out there. Okay, go to more social functions. Okay, get involved with your kids' sports or PTAs. Okay, or for some of you have little brothers and sisters, right? Whatever the case may be, get out your old yearbooks. Okay, your yearbooks is a good resource. Nowadays, it's so easy to find, to contact people. It's so simple. Join Toastmasters. Okay, obviously, find free classes you can go to. Go to high school, college reunions, high school sporting events. Okay, go to volunteer in your community. Volunteer, ladies and gentlemen, at your church. Okay, volunteer at your church. Learn another language. Learn another language. Let's just step up to the plate. What are we waiting for? Right? Let's just go ahead and learn another language. How many of you speak another language? Wow. Look at that. You guys are geniuses. I can only speak English effectively. Does that make sense? And some people still question that. So everybody knows how to build their network. I'm going to give you some more information on how to recruit up. Everybody help me out and say recruit up. Okay, one more time. Recruit up. Now, for your notes, what you want to write down is find people that have a bigger network. It's called NC DART for your notes. NC DART. Network, more credibility, more desire, better attitude, more resources, okay, and more teachable than you are. You want to find people that are better than you. Who are the people that you look up to? Who are the people that you go, wow, you know what, that person is bigger network than I do? Who do I know that has more credibility than I do? Who do I know that has more desire than I do? Who do I know that has a better attitude than I do? Who do I know that has more resources than I do? Okay? You got to be asking yourself right now, who do I know that's more teachable than I am? Okay? Find those people. And what you want to do is appeal to their ego. Okay? Let them know how much you respect them. A lot of times people ask me, say, Tim, how do I recruit up? Well, the answer is obvious. Okay? When you talk to people, you want to appeal to their ego. How do you do that? Let them know, hey, look, you know what? You know how much I look up to you. You know how much I respect you. Oh, makes them feel all special. Obviously gives you the opportunity. So it's called the circle of respect, okay? Respect others, okay? Acknowledge your potential. Using their abilities well. Creating meaningful and creating meaning and purpose. Letting people, obviously give the best. Fully recognizing people's contributions. You just want to respect others. But mainly when you respect people that have better network, credibility, desire, attitude, resource, teachable than you are, you're going to attract them to your business. So let's take a look at this information. I think a lot of you are going to really like this. Obviously, number 3 for your notes. For your notes, number 3 is what? Get out of your own way. Did you like that? Get out of your own way. Okay? I met someone who reminds me of you. So if I'm talking to someone that I know that I've got a lot of respect for, okay, when I got involved in the business, when I first got started, just like many of you right now are getting started, there's people that I look up to. And when I called them, what I said to them is, look, you know what, right? I just met someone that reminds me a lot of you. Do you see that? And I tell them, you know how much I respect you. You know how much I admire your business sense. You know, you know how much I respect you because of everything that you've accomplished. See that? And then what you do is you raise the level of influence of your upline or local presenter. So that what I would say is I'd say, hey, look, you know how much I respect you. You know how much I admire you. You know how much I look up to you. You know, you're kind of like one of my heroes. And I say, here's the good news. Is I just met someone that reminds me a lot of you. The only difference is he's making a lot more money than you are. And I think if you guys connected, you guys could do some incredible things together. Boom. I'm just connecting it. Do you see that? I'm the connector. Bam. That's all I'm doing. See how smart that is? Okay? Obviously, that's a no-brainer, okay? Okay? Here's what I want to share with you right now. And obviously, how you can get network when you're around these groups. So when you're around these groups of people, that you're out there, that you're at these functions and what have you, what you want to do is you want to, guess what? Do some of these things first. Do a little bit of homework. Do a little bit of groundwork, okay? If you're going to, like, give an example. If I'm going to a Korean restaurant, and say that I wanted to start, how many of you guys know that we open up in Korea? Yeah. So if I'm going to go to a Korean restaurant, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn a little bit of Korean. Do you see that? So I'm going to walk in there and go, Hanguk ma hashu isumnika. You guys see that? And I'm going to say just a little bit of Korean, let them know that I'm not playing games. Do you guys get that? Right? I'm going to say kamsamnida, right? I'm going to say, you know, annyeong ikaseo, right? I'm going to say some things, right? Get them fired up, right? And they're going to go, whoa, this guy knows a little bit. Do you guys see that? Right? If I'm going to go to a Vietnamese restaurant, I want to maybe introduce a business to somebody that's Vietnamese. I might say, hey, ciao, ma'am, right? And they might be like, what the heck? Look at this white boy, you right? Right? So, and then what I'm doing, if I'm going to a Japanese restaurant, I might be like, oh, ohayou gozaimasu, and just say a little bit. Do you guys get that? Right? Konbanwa. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Just a little bit. So, the thing that you want to do is just, you don't have to become, I don't have to become, obviously, completely fluent to introduce somebody to business. Do you guys see that? If I'm going to an Indonesian restaurant, I'm going to say abakabad. Does that make sense? Do you see that? Some of you guys don't even speak Indonesian. Huh? You like that one? This guy is a genius. He's a genius. But all you got to do is, guess what? Learn a little bit. Do you guys get that? Learn a little bit. And then guess what they're going to do? We're like interested in you. Do you see how smart that is? Okay? Now dress accordingly. Dress accordingly. You know, how do you dress accordingly? If you're going to a business place, then you want to wear business attire. Does that make sense? I don't want to reveal I don't want to have any revealing clothes. Does that make sense? I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? But if I give an example, last week and I was in Foxborough for the championship football game, Ravens. You know what I mean? I got to see the Ravens abuse Tom Brady and his bunch, the Brady bunch. And when we went there, guess what I did? I dressed in, obviously, sports attire. I didn't come suited and booted. Does that make sense? So you got to make sure you obviously, you know, don't dress accordingly, okay? Smile and give compliments. Like, I'm telling you, that game was a prime example. I'm recruiting people there. And it was funny because people were just pounding on me because I had, obviously, you know, number 52. And I brought my two sons with me. And we were all rocking, obviously, Ray Lewis clothes. And we're rocking Ray Lewis clothes, but we go to a Boston, you guys get that? We're at the Patriots home field. Does that make sense? So obviously, a lot of them were obviously not very kind. Does that make sense? But guess what I do? Every time someone's mean to me, guess what I do? I just am very nice to them. Does that make sense? Yes. Right? You know, I can't tell you some of the things that people said, but my reactions just make my kids die laughing, right? They're just like, you know, people are just like, look at you guys look like a bunch of blankety blanks. And I'm like, hey, somebody has to look like that. You know? My son's dying laughing, right? They were passing out signs that say Ray Lewis retirement party, right? And they're like, you know, we're walking by, you know what I mean? They're like, Ray Lewis retirement party. This is it, your last game. And I go, that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that. I'm not going to get mad. Do you guys get that? Right? I'm going to make them go, this guy's different. Do you see that? Give me an opportunity to get them enrolled. So always give compliments. Always give. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way of my paycheck. Does that make sense? Yeah. Did you guys catch that one? Yeah. I'm not going to let my ego interrupt my paycheck. Do you guys get that? Put my ego to the side. Let's focus in on the paycheck. Always give smiles. Always give compliments. Does that make sense? And I'm sitting next to the guy. We get there early because we're watching the 49er game on the Jumbotron. I'm talking to the guy next to me, and all I'm doing is, guess what, the whole time? Just giving him compliments, man. I'm like, man, you got good seats. I go, it must be nice to have a team as good as the New England Patriots right in your backyard. I go, I mean, you know, in Orange County, you know, we don't have a team like that, you know. I go, God, we go to San Diego and we got to, you know, okay. So I'm just like, man, it must be nice to have such a good team that's so strong that you can come watch all the time and know they've always got a good chance of winning. You know, and I'm just making the guy feel good. I'm not going to be like, you guys are going to get smashed. Ray Lewis, you know, he's already had a prophecy. It's done. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be mean to the guy. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be nice to him. You see what I'm saying? Build a relationship. I got 2 people right now that I'm working on getting enrolled out there. So you got to realize you always give what? Compliments. Why do you want to let people be a part of this company? The biggest reason for me is I don't want people to miss it. I don't want people to be like, man, you know what? I wish I would have got a chance. And no one ever gave me a chance, and then I have to live with that for the rest of my life. So I just give everybody a chance to become wealthy with me. How stingy? Here's a note, a little side note. Don't be stingy with your opportunity. Some of you are stingy with your opportunity. Being, oh, this is my opportunity. I'm not letting anybody in on it. Stop being stingy, dude. Watch some Barney. What Barney tell us to do to what? Share. Pay attention, okay? Number 4, be more outgoing. Be more what? Outgoing. Okay, be more confident and make eye contact. Be more what? Confident and make what? Eye contact. This, whenever you're going places, is what you want to do. Look people in the eyes, okay? You want to be more confident. You see how smart that is? And have fun, laugh. You see how that works? Just, you don't have to be, you know, Mr., you know, charismatic or Mrs. Charismatic, you know, life of the party. But all I'm telling you to do is to laugh, to have fun, to enjoy life, and you're going to attract people to you. Do you see how smart that is? Watch this for your notes. Okay, be the best part of people's day. This is valuable information. I think a lot of you are going to be excited to find out. Okay, be the best part of people's day. Become genuinely interested in other people. You like that? Become genuinely interested in others. Number 9 for your notes, remember people's name. Okay, if you're going to the same dry cleaners, okay, get to know all the employees and ask about them. You see that? I go to my employees, if I go into my dry cleaners, I'm like, where's Janice at? Where's Janice at? She's got to be the hardest working person I've ever met on a planet Earth. Is she here today? Oh, there she is. How come you're so great? How come you're so great? Hey, I want to thank you for being a champion. So I'm just out there. That's all I do. You know how, a lot of you have been with me before. You know how I am. I'm just over the top. I'm over the top. Because then guess what people do? They've never met someone like me. Well, I'm just out there recognizing everybody. Somebody's making me a sub sandwich at Subway. Guess what I'm doing? Going, what is going on here? You're not even like a sandwich artist. You're more like a samurai sandwich artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're like a ninja, but you make like the best sandwiches on the planet. You know what I mean? I go, what is going on with you? How come you're so great? I bet everybody comes here all the time. They just keep wanting to come back because you're here. You guys get what I'm saying? And I'm just the guy's like, hey, you know, thank you. You guys get what I'm saying? And I'm making him feel good. Guess what he's doing? You crack me up, man. What do you do? And I go, hey, I make people rich, you know? But here's the deal. When dealing with the opposite sex, obviously diffuse any sexual energy immediately. Talk about your wife, talk about your girlfriend, talk about your husband, talk about your boyfriend, even if you don't have one. Does that make sense? Because you want to make sure that if someone gets involved in the business, they get involved for the right reasons. Do you guys see how smart that is? Okay, master building instant rapport. Master building instant what? Rapport, okay? You can go to, if you want to study the Influence Master Workshop, just go to www.timherr.com, TIMHERR.com. And that information's on there. You can watch that video, okay? So obviously, that'll teach you that, okay? Now, how many of you are really ready to learn more about how you can build instant rapport? If you are, say aye. Aye. Let me dive into this up here a little bit. Smile. Okay, this is a universal sign, okay, that says, hey, it's safe to talk to me. I need everybody to help me out and do this. Uh-oh. I'll go get you. I'll come tickle you. Don't even worry. I'll get you. I'm looking. I'm always looking for somebody because I'll come get you. Get you, goo. Hey, is it okay if we have fun? Yeah. Because we just passed that exit, okay? So, time to Okay, here's the deal. Eye contact. Learn to make eye contact. It shows that you're confident and trustworthy. Everybody help me out and say trustworthy. Look people in their what? Eyes, okay? Number 3, which is a great number, by the way. It's right after 2, right before 4. It says, become a great listener. Become a great what? Listener. You have how many ears? 2. How many mouths? 1. So you want to listen twice as much as you what? Talk. See how smart that is? See how, yeah. All right, you are listening, trying to find out common ground. So the whole time you're talking to someone, you're just looking for something that you can connect with them on. Every time you're talking, the reason why you talk to people is to find out information that you can, guess what? Connect with them on. Do you see that? Yeah. So you find, okay, boom. All right, now, guess what? We have something in common. Start talking about that. Very, very easy to do. Okay, number 4 for your notes. Open door questions. Open what? Door questions, okay? Open door questions are questions that start with how, when, where, what, or why, okay? How, when, where, what, why. These will elicit a response other than yes or no. If I say, how are you doing today? Yes. That's not what you're going to say. Would you agree with that? How would you like, and you can also ask, you can tell me a little bit about your family. It's not an open door question, but you're going to get more than a no or yes response. When you're forming somebody, asking questions about family, occupation, recreation, and money, guess what you're doing? Tell me about your family. Tell me a little bit about your family, right? You might lead in there. Tell me a little bit about, do you live with your family? Do you live by yourself? Who are you living with, right? You don't want to ask a yes or no question. Do you guys see that? Right? If you do an alternative choice, you're going to get one of the two. Do you guys get that? Are you living with other people, or do you live by yourself? You're not going to get yes or no. That's an alternative choice question. Better than, guess what? An are you, do you, have you, which is called a closed door question, okay? Open door questions will give you more than a yes or no. Example, how often do you fly with these airlines? I like to just, man, I make friends. I just like to make friends. And everywhere I go, man, I'm on a plane a couple weeks ago to North Dakota. You guys get that? Not an exciting place, right? But guess what? I'm next to a guy, and I'm like, I've never been to North Dakota. Tell me about it. Right? And the guy's like, well, I used to live in North Dakota. I'm like, where do you live now? And I just started, man, listen to this guy. I started forming this guy. He's like, this guy, I know more about this guy than, probably, anybody, probably his 10 best friends. Do you guys see that? We had an hour and a half before we even took off. Then we had a 2-hour flight from Denver to the deal. So you just talk to me, man. How often do you fly with this airlines if you're on an airplane? You don't want to ask that if you're now obviously standing in line at McDonald's. Right? If you're standing in line somewhere, and you want to recruit somebody, be like, what do you like to eat here? Do you guys get that? When I go to a restaurant and I sit down and someone comes up to me and they ask me, can I take your order? I say, well, I want to get your advice. You're the expert, right? You know a lot more about this restaurant than I do. If you were sitting in my seats, what would you get? Right? What would you get? Ooh. I say, ooh. Good God. Are you a waiter or a salesperson? Because I'm getting sold. I'm wicked, man. I'm wicked. I just have fun. Okay, all right. Who, what, when, where, why, how, okay? Done deal. All right, everybody ready to make it happen? If you are, say aye. Aye. We're going to kick it up a notch, and we're going to start making it happen. Repeat their answers to show them that you're listening. So give an example. I'll show you a prime example of how to do this. Right here in the front. What's your name right here? Everybody help me out and say, what's up, Vincent? What's up, Vincent? Vincent, I know you must be from around here because you come to the local training. What city do you live in? Long Beach. Oh, you're right here in Long Beach. Did you guys catch that? Yeah. So I'm not going to be like, hey, what city are you from? You guys get what I'm doing? I'm going to be, I see you here all the time, man. You must be local. What city do you live in anyways? He said what? Long Beach. So guys, what he said, when he says Long Beach, guess what I say? Uh-oh, wow, so you're from Long Beach? Guess what he's going to say? Yes. And now he knows that I'm what? Listening. I go, man, I had some buddies that grew up in Long Beach. We played football against Jordan, played football against Poly. Those guys were tough to beat, man. What high school did you go to? Poly. Poly, oh God. You smashed us. You smashed everybody up, probably. You must have played some sports as big as buff as you are. You guys get what I'm saying? Giving them a compliment. Does that make sense? Talking to people about what? Them. Does that make sense to you guys? So talk to more people. Do you guys follow me on that? So are you bilingual or do you only speak English? What language can you speak? Tagalog. Kamusta ka? I ate so much lumpia, I started speaking Tagalog one day. I'm bad. You guys don't even know how good I am at making friends. I'm just like, it's just too easy to me. You know what I mean? You just connect with people. Everybody help me out and say the word connect. Okay, so you repeat the answers to show them that you're what? Listening. It's not hard to do, but it's hard to get used to. Does that make sense? You actually have to listen and get good at it. You know what I mean? But once you've done it, for me, like I've been doing this for 18 years, I'm pretty darn good at it. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do something, some of you are like, I'm not very good at talking to people. Well, that's a disease we need to get rid of. Does that make sense? You don't want to not be good at talking to people because guess what? You're going to be surrounded with for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, not me, I'm going to go move to Alaska. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, you're not moving to Alaska. I got a better idea. Let's just get good at this stuff. This will show the person what you're speaking with that you're giving them the undivided attention. I'm giving you guys some pointers here. Number 6, give spoken feedback. Everybody help me out, say spoken feedback. Spoken feedback. What's spoken feedback? Spoken feedback is basically things that whenever someone's talking, I can show you guys better than I can tell you, right? If I'm talking to somebody and they're talking, I'm going to give them spoken feedback. Yes, really? Are you serious? No, wait, don't. Oh my God, wow, are you serious? Really? When? When it happened? Oh my God, no way. Then what? Then what? Do you guys get that? That's called what? Spoken feedback. Spoken feedback where you can close your eyes and you know that someone's paying attention, okay? Wow, that's so true, exactly. Me too, man, you're so right. I agree 100%. Those called spoken. Physical feedback, okay, encourages people to continue speaking. So physical feedback looks like this. Here, guys, I need everybody to do this. Come on, some of you guys are too cool. You guys are too cool to get rich. You're like, nah, man, I'm not gonna let my paycheck come before my ego, man. My ego is way more important than my paycheck. That's silly. Here's the deal. Number 8, very good number, right before 9, right after 7. Build the other person up. Okay, your objective is to make the other person feel good about themselves, not trying to one-up them. An example would be this. If someone ran 3 miles in the morning and you ran 22 miles, you would say, okay, wow, you ran 3 miles, that's amazing, I love running. Does that make sense? You're not going to be like, oh my God, you only ran 3 miles? I ran 22 miles, man. You're not trying to make people feel worse, you're trying to make them feel what? Better. Does that make sense? Okay, become genuinely interested, okay? Try to find out as much as you can about the person instead of trying to make them interested in you. Okay, very easy stuff. Number 9. You guys got that one, okay? When you shake their hands, okay, your first is, when you shake their hands, tell them your first and last name. Now you're giving them more information. I'm not like, hey, I'm Tim. Hey, my name is Tim Herr. Good to meet you. You're giving them more information. And guess what? They're like, oh, this, you know what I mean? Hey, my name's Tim. You know, oh, it's kind of like, ugh. You know what I mean? You're going above and beyond. You're letting them know. You're letting them know who you are. You're proud of who you are. You're willing to tell them your first and last name. You're so passionate about it, okay? When they say their name, okay, say it back to them twice. So if I'm talking to this gentleman right here. What's your first name?
Matthew.
Okay, give an example, okay? If I'm talking to Matthew right here, I'm going to say, if I come up to Matthew, I'm going to be like, hey, my name's Tim Herr, man. What's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew, what's your last name?
Vera.
Oh, my God, Matthew DeVera. What? That's really cool, Matthew. What city are you from, Matthew?
I'm from Anaheim.
Matthew, you're from Anaheim? I just said that guy's name 4 times. Does that make sense? I go, Matthew, have you met William Medina yet? William, you got to meet my buddy. You got to meet my buddy Matthew right here, man. This guy is a monster, man. I like this guy. He's from Anaheim, California. You guys get that? I said this guy's name about a dozen times right now. Every time I say his name, he's like, ooh. It's the sweetest sound to people, okay? Say the name again when asking a question. Repeat their answer and then say their name again. Learn, this is some of you are like, man, I'm terrible at remembering names. Some of you know that. You're like, man, I'm so terrible at remembering names. Okay, don't raise your hand on this one. The reason why you're terrible at remembering names is because you're more concerned about what they think of you than being concerned about them. But if you make them the star, you make them the most important thing on the planet, then guess what happens? You're going to remember their name. You see how smart that is? So you repeat their name back, okay? And then say their name again. Then do something for them. A glass of water. You guys see that? You know, and you can I get your glass of water? So you say their name, can I get your glass of water? Yes. No. Perfect. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But you offer something to them, but say their name again. If you say someone's name about 5 times when you meet them, guess what happens? You're going to remember their name. Okay? It's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy to do. Okay? This is, we already talked about this. Hi, my name is John Smith. Hi, I'm Scott. Scott, cool, man. Nice to meet you, Scott. Scott, how many times have you been here, Scott? Oh, Scott, this is your first time here? Scott, let me introduce you around to a few of my friends, Scott. I'll say their name about, when I'm doing a phone call, when I'm inviting somebody, I'll say their name about a dozen times in like a 1-minute situation. I'm a monster about the names because people love to hear their what? Names, man. It increases your show percentage. It increases the show percentage. So if you're doing a wow party and you're inviting people out to your wow party, you call them up, John, listen, John. Dude, hey, this is Tim. John, we got to, John. Well, I got to meet up with you, man. You need to get over to my house, John. I got to show you something. John. Oh, I'm coming, man. Yeah. I'll be there right now. All right, let me introduce you to a cool guy I just met. His name's Scott. So now you introduce him to somebody. I'm going to introduce you to my buddy Scott. I just met this guy. Scott, this guy's really cool. You're trying to make everybody feel comfortable, feel good, make them feel at home. See how smart that is? All right, now here it is. I'm going to flight this information really quickly. You can begin once you've established trust and rapport. So then you can start, recruiting them. But here's the deal: is I mastered it, man. But I practiced. Do you understand the difference? People go, wow, you're really good at recruiting. I'm giving a prime example. Who's here for the first time? Well, right here, and with the glasses, the bigger glasses on. What's your name? What's your name, brother? What, Rick? Luis. Everybody say, what's up, Luis? What's up, Luis? And let me ask you this, Luis. Do you work right now, or have you ever worked before? You never worked? Perfect. Right now, what's one of the main reasons why right now you want to make more money? Right on. You're the kind of guy who's like, man, I just want to have a lot of money. What would something that you'd probably change in your life, Luis? If you're making, let's say, $5,000 a month. You get a new car. You're the kind of guy right now, you wouldn't mind getting a new car, am I right? That'd be nice. Like, oh, what's up? You'll be careful, all the women are going to come chasing you. Here's the thing about it is this. If I could show you a way for you to get a brand new car, would you be interested? Are you serious or just kidding? Look, I don't know if you qualify on this for you, but I lucked out. I met someone making a lot of money. He's high up in the started working with him. And right now, he's expanding his a project right here in our area. Now, look, if I could help you get in a position where you can, get a brand new car, would it be a good idea for you to find out more information about what this guy's doing? When's a good time for us to meet with him? Tonight at 6 or tonight at 6:15? Yeah, they're like, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm buying a new car. Now be like, no, I'm not interested. Just say I'm not interested. In a brand new car? I thought you said you wanted a new car. Did you get one in the last 2 seconds? Be like, well, what's it all about? It's about you getting a car. You do want a car, don't you? All I'm telling you guys is this, I recruited everybody with this. Once they taught me the form script, I was unstoppable. I went back to people that wouldn't give me the time of the day, and I just was like, you're just dead. Because you can't, it's like, dude, once I already know what you want, I tell you I got to wait for you to get it. You got to come take a look and see if you know what I'm saying, what it's about. So I was just smashing everybody, man. My recruit numbers went through the roof. I probably frontlined another 20 people as soon as I found out this script. And I mastered it, man. I mean, as you guys can tell, you know what I'm saying, I got a pretty firm grip on it. But write this down if you're taking notes. Repetition is the mother of skills. Repetition is the mother of skills. Now, obviously, by now, how many of you by now have got a better understanding of networking? If you do, say aye. Okay, now I'm going to share with you a little bit of social media, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the ball to someone that is a social media expert, was one of the, was right there as Facebook blew up, rode that wave out. But right now, how many of you tonight are ready to find out more about social media? If you are, say aye. Now here it is. I'm going to jump into this information, but there's a science behind the timing of it. This is very valuable information. You've got to know the timing. A lot of you will make a Facebook post, but guess what? You don't do it at the right time. Okay, there's a timing to everything. I was promoting an event that was going on just recently in Kansas City. Betty Perez was going to Kansas City, so I posted on my Facebook fan page about that event. And Betty called me, and she's like alarmed. She's like, how did you get 1,000 likes on that photo? She goes, I don't know how you did that. I go, because I know about social media. You know what I mean? But let me tell you something. I didn't know about it, okay, when I first got introduced to social. I didn't know anything about it, man. I mean, literally knew nothing about it. But I knew that, guess what, there was a lot of money in it. So I'm like, how do I tap into that? And I'm telling you right now that I put my Facebook fan page together about 8 months ago. Do you guys get that? And I think we got like about 15,500 fans in the last 8 months. Wow. But it started slow and it started to build. Do you guys get that? Now there's a science behind it. Okay, and today we're going to be talking about that. You guys with me on this? Yes. But a lot of you are missing the boat right now. A lot of you right now are missing the boat. I'm telling you right now, and I don't want the boat to leave the harbor and you not be on it. Now it's going to take time. You got to be patient. But guess what? How many of you are planning to be alive for the next 3 to 5 years anyways? Would it be a good idea to get wealthy in the next 3 to 5 years? Yeah. All right, beautiful. So we're going to talk about this. Here's the timing of it all. Now, the key is to understand when to make a post. I'll give an example. The timing for Twitter, 5 p.m., all right, noon and 6 p.m., okay? Meaning after 5 p.m., you want to be making posts. Now, why wouldn't you want to do one at 10, why wouldn't you want to do one at let's say, 3 in the afternoon? Because people are working. Does that make sense? So you want to do it at the right time, right when people get off work or whenever they're on lunch or before work. You guys see that? Saturdays is awesome day. For your notes, Saturday's a great day to make Facebook posts, right? Because of the timing. Okay? Noon is a great time. Everybody help me out and say noon. That's magical, right? It's perfect time. Now, they've discovered the fact that 0.5 posts per day is perfect. So every other day, make a post. Do you guys get that? Every other day, make a post. And what will happen is you just consistently do that, you're going to grow a fan base. This is how you do it. Noon and 6, you want to start understanding the fact that it's time right now, more than ever before, to step up and get committed. How many of you are really ready to get committed and understanding how this works? If you are, say aye. I'm going to jump into this stuff right now. I'm going to give you some insights, okay? But this is the best time is midweek and weekends are really good, okay? Noon and 6 p.m. is really good, all right? And obviously, 1 to 4 tweets per day. Tweets a little bit different, all right? So here's how it works. There's do's, okay? Here's a good one, okay? Always provide value when making a post. Everybody help me out and say value. Value's the key, man. I've been doing quotes of the day since 2001. So before Facebook got big, right? I wasn't putting them on Facebook, though. I was just, before MySpace, back when it was Friendster. Right, okay. But no, what I was doing, guess what? I was just sending out text messages, man. Just sending out text messages one at a time. And I'd be doing it one at a time, and I would be doing it to maybe like 100, 200 people. I didn't get crazy with it like I do now. Today, I send out about 2,000 text messages a day to people, sending out the quote of the day. Right, I send out, obviously I send out my Facebook pictures. On my Facebook fan page, I get about 500, average about 500 likes for every one of those that I put up, and I put them up every single day. And the reason why I do that is, guess what? Attraction marketing. Do you guys get that? Because a lot of them somebody else is going to resend them. Does that make sense? They're going to repost those. They're going to share them with people. And people are going to go, what is this all about? And they're going to find out. Now, obviously, a lot of those people that are going to find out about it, they're going to hear the buzz. Does that make sense? So it's all about creating a buzz. Are you guys with me on this? That's the deal. A lot of you are like, man, how come you guys take so much pictures? People ask me all the time, why do you take so much pictures? Because my mentor in social media does, so I do. That's all it is. A lot of you know that. That's all I do. I find someone that's better at something than I am, and guess what I do? I do what they do. Do you see how smart that is? I do what they do. So a lot of you right now, you got to realize you don't try to reinvent the wheel. You've got people around you right here tonight that know how to make this happen. We know how to build a social community. And it's about stepping up right now and saying, hey, look, you know what? There's billions and billions of dollars to be earned on this. And hey, I got a good idea of somebody that I know personally who wants to make some of that money. How many of you want to get a piece of the multi-billion-dollar pie? Say aye. Aye. Here's how you can do it, okay? Always provide value when you're making a post, okay? Have a happy profile picture in a profile. You don't want to be weird. Now, I know some of you are like, no, man, being weird is cool. Maybe being cool, but I'm talking about if you want to get rich. Does that make sense? There's a difference between being cool and being rich. Do you guys see the difference? Being rich is a good idea. Being cool, whatever. You can, don't worry about that. That'll happen. But if you're just like sitting there all weird, like a weirdo in your picture, and someone's like, dude, who's the weirdo? You're limiting you're limiting who you can attract. Are you guys with me on this? Don't limit who you can attract. You want to open up the floodgates. Do you guys see that? Right? If you're in a picture and you don't look like, you know what I'm saying? You look kind of crazy, then guess what's going to happen? You're only limited to crazy people. Now, guess what? If you look normal, you can get normal people and crazy people. Does that make sense? No, but make it happy. You're trying to add value, man. You're trying to make people better, not worse. Are you guys with me on this? We'll teach you how to do this if you want to become wealthy, okay? Post positive and motivational quotes. Create rapport, okay? This is for your notes. I don't want you guys to miss out on this and not get credit for the course. You guys want to write this stuff down, okay? Post photos that show that you're successful and fun. Thing about this is if you're taking pictures like we are here at all the events that we do, everywhere I go, I'm always taking pictures, right? And what happens is a lot of people get attracted to the company. And the reason being is because people go in there and guess what they'll do? They'll tag their friends in the photos. And then people that are going to see those on their timeline, they're like, what the heck is this? Because you look like, look, here's the thing that you got to realize. Some of you right now are like, man, I'm brand new. I have, maybe you've only got one, fast start bonus. Maybe you've made $80. Do you guys get what I'm saying? You're like, I'm not balling out of control yet. But you look good. You guys see that? Just so you know, you look good. I'm just saying. Somebody had to say it. I went ahead and did it. Okay, but here's the deal. You look good, right? So your friends that see that are like, wait a second. What are they doing? Everybody wants to snoop around. They just don't want to get caught snooping. Did you guys catch that? So people are going to snoop. Give them something to snoop at. You guys get what I'm saying? Take pictures and tag people. What the heck are you doing? What's that deal? Look, what's going on? And then what happens is people that told you that maybe it won't work or that you can't do it, they start seeing all these things. They start looking at what's going on. They're watching you. They're watching you. And the more success they see that you're committed, then guess what happens? They all want to get involved. Some of you today came up to me and you said to me, you know what, I got involved in the business because I saw some posts on Facebook. My buddy got tagged in a picture. So, you got introduced to the business through that. So you already know, a lot of you know that it works. The key is guess what? Work it. If it works, work it, man. Put it to work. Do you guys see how smart that is? So the time to make it happen is right when? Now, man, you got to take action right now like never before. So always post photos that show you successful and fun. Come to an event like this, take photos, right? Talk about how excited you are, create a buzz. Now, you don't want to have verbal diarrhea on people. Does that make sense? You don't want to be like, oh my God, I got involved in this company. I got to believe what's going on in this company called Seacret Direct. And they've got 12 essential minerals that are found in the Dead Sea and are found elsewhere on the planet. There's a guy named Dr. Professor Owen. This guy's a dermatologist, professor at UCLA, and he's board certified specialist in dermatology. And he's fired up about our business because what happens is it removes wrinkles because of the nanotechnology, dude. You got to come take a look at this thing. People are like, dude, you're weird. Do you guys see it? But try to talk to people whenever they're online. Chat with them. And today, how many of you want to know what to say? Yeah. I hope you do. We're going to talk about that today. Get noticed. Put yourself out there. Get noticed. Everybody say, get noticed. Get noticed. Get yourself out there, man, okay? All right? Here's the deal, okay? What you don't want to do, you don't want to spam people. Does that make sense? Just start blasting people. Just start blasting people. All that. That's crazy, man. You're not going to get anybody like that, okay? Tagging other people in pictures to get business-related cheap exposures. You tag people in stuff that is related to them. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I'm not going to tag someone that's in another company that's a friend of mine. Tag him. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to tag him in a, I mean, that would be crazy. You know what I mean? It's like violating somebody. Do you guys follow what I'm saying? It's like, dude, the guy's in a competitive business that I am, and I start tagging him in pictures, right, just to drive traffic of his friends to my page. Do you guys see how crazy that is? Don't do anything crazy, okay? Hard sell or oversell, okay? Don't hard sell someone. Don't over promote. If you want to learn how to get rich in secret, all you have to do is tell the truth. That's it. Tell the truth. The truth is good. People will want to get started. Okay? If you're not getting people started, you're probably not telling them the truth. You're probably keeping the truth a secret. Start letting the truth be known. Start talking to people about the truth. Post personal, okay, do not post personal drama. That's just embarrassing. I see people all the time, I'm like, oh my God. You are 4. I'm going to get you a 4-year-old button. It says I'm poor and happy. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm poor and sad because you don't want to complain. You understand that? When you complain and you focus on negativity, it expands. So a lot of times people are like, man, you know, I don't know why this always happens to me, because you always talk about it. If you didn't talk about it, focus on it, what happened. The only reason why it happens is because it's fun to happen to you, because guess what? If I was going to be a negative situation, who would I want to hang out with? The person's always talking about me, making me popular, the person ignores me. Don't be the person that's making negativity popular. Be a negative person complaining or trash talking others. Don't pound on people. Do you see that? If I'm talking to someone, mainly it's in another network marketing company, I'm not going to smash them. I'm not going to smash them. I'm going to encourage them. Do you understand what I do? That's a good company. Wow, there's great people over there. This person are all buddies of mine. How long have you been in that company? You know what? Keep up the great work. You know, let me know how I can serve you. Not like, hey, get in my business so I can make money. You guys get what I'm saying? Don't be desperate, man, okay? Post business opportunity links on other people's walls. Don't do that. You guys understand that? That's crazy. Now, if it's a video of them, then it's okay, but I'm just saying if it's some random person, be like, hey, people do that, man. People hit me up and they're like, oh, hey, Tim, I just posted this photo on your deal. I'm like, the Nike shoes, bro? Like, who are you? Why are you posting about your Nike shoes? Does that make sense? Like that you're selling online. You know what I mean? It's like, are you serious? Bad talk, other MLM opportunities. Drinking and posting is a no-no. Do you guys get that? Right? Don't slam a couple beers and get into some trouble. Does that make sense? The funny thing is, though, this is the funny thing. You guys want to know what the funny thing is? Yeah. You know when someone's drunk. Does that make sense? Yeah. You ever get a text message from someone drunk? You know they're drunk. That's why I love New Year's, because everybody's drunk. Does that make sense? I'm like, oh my God. You just said happy anniversary. You know what I'm saying? But you even said about that right. You just said merry anniversary. I don't know what's going on. So don't drink and post, right? Okay? Spam is a good lunch meat, but guess what? Not a good, obviously good idea. Now, here's the thing about it. I'm going to share with you something right now. Right now is the time to start taking all-out massive action in social media. Are you guys with me on this? Yeah. How many of you are ready to start using social media and networking to build your business? If you are, say hi. How many of you are committed to becoming wealthy? If you are, say hi. How many of you are ready to step up right now and to make it happen? If you are, say hi.